Good morning, Modern Steaders.
Good morning.
It is another chilly morning this morning. I think it's like -2 in Montevideo. It was like 4 above when I woke up, so hopefully it'll warm back up in a little bit. And I can't wait to get back up to the off-grid property this morning and see what those windows look like, because I know we installed them yesterday, but I feel like once we walk up those stairs today, it's just gonna feel so different.
It did feel different yesterday. It felt good. Felt good to have them up. You don't have to think about it.
Right, now you don't gotta think about it again. But it'll be nice to see just going in there and going up the stairs kind of like the first time once they're done, and see what it looks like. They're spoiled.
Sometimes Pope thinks it's okay to poop on the milking stand, which that happens. And yesterday when I was milking her, maybe it was even 4 times. I didn't even know she could have that much in her. So let's hope that doesn't happen today. So I better hurry up and get going. Hurry hope. Hurry hope. No pooping today. No pooping today. Over 12. Thank you for your milk.
I am so glad we installed the windows yesterday. I can't get over the difference in temperature. And right now it says it feels like it's -2 out. Yesterday was in the upper 20s. So it's one of the things with building up here where we are. We need to keep a close eye on the weather to kind of plan the different projects we have going on. Right now I've been keeping an eye on the weather, and I'm trying to figure out if I should order the sheetrock for upstairs and have it delivered, and then that way it's here for when we need it. We have a big upcoming snowstorm in a few days, and then after that we have a lot of rain coming in. So I'm thinking right now our road's in good shape. We're about a half mile up, so it's in good shape. The truck should be able to get up here to get the delivery made. If we get a lot of snow, it's gonna be not too bad. If we wait till after the snowstorm, if we wait till after the rain, it might be ice, and I don't know if the big truck will be able to get in here and make a delivery. We wanna have this load of sheetrock upstairs delivered by a lift truck. The truck will be able to bring it up and lift it through the window so we don't have to lug it up the stairs, and that'll save us a lot of work. The downstairs, we'll do that later on, get the sheetrock later on. That's something we could go pick up ourselves, or we could have them deliver it as well. But my main concern is getting the upstairs done. Before we open up our EVR and start digging into the project for today, let's go upstairs and figure out what we're gonna need for sheetrock. It is so much brighter up here with them windows in. I can't get over how nice those windows make it. It just brightens it up. I know I look dark right now because we're looking into the light. There we go. But back there, but this whole upstairs just looks so much brighter. Can't wait till we get the other windows in. But I want to get some quick measurements and figure out what we need for sheetrock upstairs, and also what we can get for different lengths so we don't have a lot of joint. I want to try to minimize our butt joints. I do not like butt joints. I don't think you get the best finish when you have butt joint seams. So butt joint seams are the two ends and there's no taper on them. The edges, side edges, have taper joints, so you can get a good place to put your mud in so you can hide the joint. The butt joints, it's harder. It's just flat, and then you gotta make a big wide path over time with your mud so you don't see it. So I'm gonna figure this out a little bit and see what we can use for sheets so we don't have that happen. Alright, so we figured it twice. I figured it once without Gina, and then I figured it again with Gina, and she made a map. So I'm curious to see if our numbers add up. So I have
No pressure.
18 12-footers. No, I have 14 8s. And I have 17 10s.
I have 18 8-footers, 19.
18?
Yeah.
Okay.
19 10s and 15 and a half 12s.
How many 10s?
19.
19 10s, okay. And how many 12s?
15 and a half.
So I'll say 16.
Yeah, right.
So we had changed up. So we have definitely have changed something up since when I was figuring it out and I wasn't writing it down. So then I said, you know what? We should probably remeasure and write down exactly how we plan on doing it. Alright, we figured out where we were coming up with a different figure and we corrected it. So now I'm going to call in and see if we can get a delivery in a couple of days. Yeah, hey, how you doing this morning? I wanted to see about some price on sheetrock and see if you guys can make a delivery on a Friday.
Where's it going?
Okay, perfect. Alright, thank you. Bye. Alright, well the sheetrock is ordered. I feel a little nervous about we're getting sheetrock. It's like a nervous excitement. It seems kind of crazy that we're already at that stage for upstairs. I was at Lowe's and Home Depot last night trying to get some more rock wool insulation just to put in the ceiling to help for the sound traveling from the rooms back and forth. And they haven't had any. Luckily, the lumber yard that we're getting the sheetrock from does have it in stock, so they're going to deliver me 5 bags of rock wool insulation so we can put it in the ceiling. I just went with 3-inch thick, and that's just for sound. We're not doing it, we don't need it for the insulating thing, but I just want to make sure that since the rooms are close by each other and small, I want to make sure that we don't have to worry about sound traveling. So we'll be getting some rock wool insulation and almost 60 sheets of sheetrock dropped off in about 2.5 days, so that's exciting. So it took quite a bit of the morning figuring that all out and
That stuff does.
getting the order in. It's crazy how much time you can spend coordinating stuff.
That's one of the reasons it's so frustrating when stuff doesn't like work out or it gets delayed. Like I just put all this time and energy into this and making
Yep.
sure this and that. So
It's like I could have got X, Y, and Z done in the same amount of time. But we're trying to coordinate everything with our weather. We have a big storm coming in I don't know, like 5 days, 4 days. And then after that, we have some rain coming in, which will either turn to ice or turn our road to ice. So if we can get everything here, and then we don't gotta worry about it, we're just better off dealing with it now. So, I was hoping to start this a couple of hours ago, but you know how that goes.
I thought you'd be done already.
Right? We are installing a Panasonic EVR energy recovery ventilator. They have all these technical terms for it. Basically, it is, think of it as a big bathroom exhaust fan that exhausts air from in the house, brings in new air, and when they're leaving, they leave through the box and they cross through like a filter. So the warm air crosses the cold air coming in, or vice versa. If it's hot outside and it's cold in here, the opposite. And when they do that, they're supposed to exchange the temperatures of the air so it regulates the air that's coming in without heating it up or anything. And it's also supposed to help regulate the humidity by doing the same thing.
Is it gonna be loud?
The reason we're putting it up in the above the powerhouse and bathroom is if it is loud, we can insulate the ceiling so we shouldn't hear it.
You almost got it. You got it.
Just barely.
Good job. At first I'm like, don't know.
This is the whole reason we made this floor. Even just having those windows upstairs makes it brighter in here.
Right?
I guess I'm glad we're doing all this work before any sheetrock gets installed. Oh, I do. I gotta cut this one off.
Got it?
Got it. Thank you. I need to cut out this rafter tail. There's no support here. The rafter tails are basically on, so if this was the outside of the house, you could have your soffit and it would look pretty. So by cutting this off, we're not hurting any of the strength of the building. We'll just go up and straight. Not the straightest cut I made, but I couldn't get in there to get it perfectly straight, but it's not that bad.
Look at all that light and the view.
By taking that rafter tail out, it seems like we have so much more room to work right here. So it's like that, and put something on the back side so it doesn't vibrate.
good thing you're going to the chiropractor soon.
Right, I got an appointment scheduled. I couldn't imagine being an HVAC guy and doing this all the time, because I'm sure they're always working in small crammed places like attics and spots like this. Not what I'd want to be doing every day. That part's done. I need to do some wiring. I'll wire up a switch, check the system out, and then we'll run the ductwork. It is a chilly morning this morning. It is negative 21 degrees out Fahrenheit. I'm not sure what that is in Celsius, but all I do know is it is cold. So tomorrow we have the delivery of sheetrock coming. I'm not sure what time yet. My original game plan today was to finish up installing the EVR, but I got to thinking last night we should finish up the electrical, which I'll show you what we're going to do with that. That takes no time, we're just cleaning it up. Then we should install our Roxwell insulation in between the room walls for sound deadening. So that way we're bringing the sheetrock in through the windows tomorrow. We're not having the insulation in our way, or we have to bring it downstairs. So instead of having to move everything around, we'll just get all the insulation installed today. And then tomorrow, whenever the sheetrock comes, we can just bring it through the windows and put it in the rooms where we need it. I was thinking the delivery wasn't going to be here till later in the day, but from what they said yesterday, it should be here between 8 and noon. So we need to make sure we're ready for it, because I planned on just insulating before they came, but I'll find out later today exactly when they're going to be here, but it sounds like it's going to be in the morning. So I just want to clean up these wires, cut them back. We'll probably save these cutoffs because we'll be needing little pieces like this when we're connecting our outlets together, so they're not waste. Then I just like to take these wires and roll them up, or fold them up, I guess you could say. Stick them in the back of the box, like so. So this way, when we're cutting out our outlet boxes, the wires aren't in our way, especially if we use a rotozip. If you use a rotozip, sometimes you end up going in, and if the wires are sticking out, you can nick the wire. This way, if they're in, you don't have to worry about it.
So we're going to go ahead and tack these in the rooms. So when the sheetrock comes in, we know what rooms need what, so we kind of can be organized, and then also just not have all the sheetrock in one spot, and then we have it everywhere we need to go.
So I got your present. This year we don't have to use your bread knife. They actually had a knife for cutting insulation. So last year when we installed Rockwell insulation in the cabin, I had to take our bread knife because nobody had one of these.
Well, it was an extra bread knife. Do you even know where that is?
Yeah, it's back in the drawer.
No, it isn't.
It is true, you've been using it.
I love it.
So this time we have this one.
Thanks.
Just for you, babe, just for you.
You're the best.
I don't mind using your bread knives.
Oh, it looks different.
So last year we weren't able to get the Rockwool brand and of Rockwool insulation. We got, I think it was the Pink Panther brand, whatever that is. And it is very dusty and you can see particles flying around. This stuff is a lot nicer to work with. For some reason it's a lot harder to get. I don't know why. But I made sure this year we're only doing Rockwool because it's just, I don't know, it's just so much cleaner and neater. I just like it.
Look at that. Doesn't that look crazy? There's rooms. Just have a little bit left right here. And then a little bit over on the other side. And then we just need to wait for the drywall to get delivered and then we'll have some insulation for the ceiling. And that insulation will be done. The Rockwool is a lot better handling than other stuff we've used. It's upside down.
No,
Just kidding.
I think we wait to do this and that and that when we have time, because if I get these couple of pieces cut, I gotta open a new bag. If I open a new bag, we're gonna have stuff everywhere. We don't have time to use up the whole bag, so
Right.
we'll stop here and then we have time. We'll insulate that and this. I just wanted to get most of this done today, so that way we weren't bringing all the insulation downstairs and back up. So this will work. So much quieter in here, and it's not even all insulated. Once that ceiling gets insulated, it'll really mute it.
And like the ceilings are so high, so you won't even really,
Yeah,
it's not gonna
no.
make a big difference.
That's why we went with 9-foot high ceiling, so you don't feel closed in. All right, we're gonna head up above and check in and see what it looks like now that they've been logging. We haven't been up there for a couple of days, so it'll be interesting to see what it looks like.
It's gonna look a little different, I think.
I think
Every
so.
time it looks different.
Yeah. They can work pretty fast with their equipment, so it doesn't take them very long to move a lot of wood. It's like a parking lot. Alright, so right now they are picking through the softwood, which is mostly hemlock. Anything that is too small or rotted is getting chipped and put into the back of the chip trailer, and then it'll get being brought to a power plant that'll burn that and turn it into electricity. And then any of the good sized logs will be getting cut and stacked on the side of the crane, and they'll be loading those up into trucks later on, and those trucks bring them the softwood and gets it turned into 2x4s and 2x6s, whatever they can make out of it. So that's where this lumber is going, that they're working on right now. They still have a good clump over there. The reason why we are having this logged is this hemlock is about 30 to 40 years old, and it was never managed, so the clumps are really tight together. So these logs are all the same age and they're small, so they weren't able to get enough air to get really big, and they're starting to rot. And if we don't take care of it, they're just gonna blow down and we'll have a mess, and there'll be a couple of things that happen. We'll have a mess, we won't be able to walk through it, the lumber's not worth any value, so it would cost us money to get it cleaned up, and or we just have to leave it there and let it rot, and we wouldn't be able to walk through it and use it for anything. So by doing this, it seems like a massive massive thing that you're doing, but it's really stewarding the land and taking care of what you have. The forest is just like a crop, just like anything else. Like if you grew corn, you have to harvest it at the end of the season to get something from it, otherwise it's not any good. Feels like we're making really good progress now with the off-grid house. It's going to be exciting to get the sheetrock up here. I know a lot of you guys have been wondering and trying to figure out how we're going to get stuff upstairs to the upstairs part of the house. Well, tomorrow you might be surprised, or should I say in the next video you might be surprised. I always like going up and checking on the logging. I don't know, it's one of those things I enjoy watching. I could sit there all day long and just watch all that machinery work. Thanks for coming along on our homesteading journey. You guys are a huge blessing to us in our homestead. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and we'll see you right back here in the next video. Bye.